Baseball season is upon us. Hello and welcome to Inside Sports. I'm your host, Todd Blackstock. We have an action-packed show for you today as our Inside Sports crew was on the scene for St. Louis's unofficial holiday, Opening Day. And in conjunction with this year's festivities, the St. Louis Browns Memorial Exhibition has opened. And Emmy Award-winning producer and author Dr. Ed Wheatley will join us in studio to discuss the ribbon-cutting affair and his new book. So stay with us for this and more as we kick things off coming up in Busch Stadium with Angela Sharp on Opening Day, coming up next. You know, last year, Angela, I was so jealous when it became game time and you went in the employee gate and I was stuck outside, but this year we got our act together and you popped a door for me. So here we are on the field at Busch Stadium a couple hours before Opening Day 2023. Just think, in just a little while, the Clydesdales, all the Cardinal Hall of Famers, and so much action and history is going to take place right where we're standing.
And don't forget about the Cardinals taking batting practice in just about 45 minutes right here where we're standing. So it's always cool, but it's definitely cool to be able to take the perspective from on the field. I think it just kind of makes it different, and I'm glad we're able to sneak you in today so you can join me inside.
You know, one of the cool things about 2023, we've got a new look. You know, Yachty and Albert had their swan song last year, but, you know, we've got no Adam Wainwright to start the season. No. And I ask you this. We're playing the Toronto Blue Jays today, and they're in Canada. We just had the World Baseball Classic right before the season starts, right? And a few guys got hurt. Wainwright got hurt.
That's gonna happen.
Arenado got hit with a pitch on his hand. It was a little bit scary. But what are your thoughts about having the World Baseball Classic right before the season?
You know what? I kind of like it because I feel like it gets people who aren't as interested in baseball more interested in certain players, right? So you're watching, you know, your team, and then maybe you pick up a player that you didn't know you liked, and now you like that team, whatever that guy plays for. But it does become a ruckus, especially with guys like Adam Wainwright, who are a little bit older for the baseball game, to be playing that close to here, and that's what's going to happen. You're going to get hurt right before you have to go and pitch.
For the players that did come and participate in that, they were passionate. I mean, you could see Arenado, you could see the huge Cardinal presence. I mean, DeYoung, Michaelis, Wainwright. Michaelis will be taking the mound on Opening Day this year in place of Waino. Waino's probably a little bit bittersweet for him, but what are your prospects for this year's team? I mean, we've got Jordan Walker, who's the big rookie.
Everybody outside is pumped for Walker. Everybody is pumped to see him in today's lineup. So that was one thing that I heard from everybody. But, you know, I am an official employee here of the St. Louis Cardinals. So I think we're going to get 12 in this year, 12 and 23. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we're going to have a great year. But, you know, as far as the offense goes this year, you know, you got Goldschmidt, the reigning MVP at first base, Arenado at third. Then you got big 6'5" rookie sensation Jordan Walker. You know, then the outfield, you've got some talent out there. Our defense is above average, and we'll see how the pitching goes.
I think it's going to be a great day here at Busch Stadium. You know what I've noticed? All the beautiful people come out to Cardinals Home Opener. You ladies are lovely. What are you doing out here today?
I'm celebrating Opening Day with my dad, his wife, and my beautiful best friend.
I love this so much. So you got your dad over here, his wife,
yes,
and your best friend all came out.
Yes.
Okay, how old are you guys? Like ish?
23, 22.
Oh, yes. You guys look very young, so that is going to go very well for you down the road. So are we going to be drinking it all today?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Why did you guys want to come out to Opening Day?
It's Opening Day, and I'm from St. Louis, so, I mean, it's something we do, so
like, it's just something St. Louisans do. They just have to do it, right?
Yeah, I took off work. I'm here for the Cardinals. Bleed red. Woo!
Does work know where you're at?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So when they see this later, they're not going to be too mad?
No, they shouldn't.
Now, did you have to take off work to be here?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so she lucked out. She had the day off already. All right, so are you guys going in the game or just partying outside?
Both.
Both going in and partying outside. All right, so who are you most looking forward to see play today?
Lars Nootbaar. I love him.
That's
absolutely love him. Favorite player of all time.
I like that. How about you? Do you have a favorite?
Adam Wainwright, 55, baby.
He's your favorite player.
And joining me now, we've got Cardinal fans, Jen, Clark, Penny, and we've got Bob. Bob, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How do you feel about 2023 Opening Day?
I'm excited. Ready to go.
What are you looking forward to most for this 2022 St. Louis Cardinal team?
The diversity. It's going to be a change from Yachty and Pujols being gone. It's going to be a different team, but they're going to be good this year.
All right. And Jen, what do you think? Are you excited about the 2023 opening day and the Cardinal season?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So who are some of your favorite Cardinal players?
Well, of course, Waino, and I'm sad that he's out, but he'll be back. And I'm going to miss Yachty a lot, but I think we have a new good catcher, so I'm excited for the whole season. I'm ready.
So the Cardinals are playing the Toronto Blue Jays today. They're from Canada and the American League, and this is on the heels of the World Baseball Classic where Waino got hurt. Are you a fan of the Baseball Classic when some of the players can get injured right before the season starts?
Well, I think the Classic is good. I like seeing the guys come together and have the camaraderie. But you do have the chance of an injury, but thank goodness it's at the beginning of the season, and we're not going to really lose anything if he's out for a couple of weeks healing.
So what are your thoughts about downtown? How's St. Louis looking today, and what have you seen so far?
Yeah, it's great. I just got here, but so far I like what I'm seeing. A lot of people, a lot of fun. I love the show they're putting on. So, yeah, it's great. Good vibes down here.
All right, I found a couple of guys. Where did you guys say you were from?
From Tupelo, Mississippi.
From Mississippi. You came all the way here for Cardinals home opener?
Correct.
Why?
Well, we're Cardinals fans and wanted to come to an opening day.
You can't blame them for that. Did you drive here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
6
so-
hours.
6-hour drive. Did you do it this morning or last night?
Last night.
Last night, because you have to be ready to party today.
Oh, yeah. We got here at 8:30 this morning.
Now, I hear he is a Cardinals fan because you kind of made him a Cardinals fan.
I did.
So why do you like Cardinals baseball so much?
I grew up in Sykeston, Missouri area, but I'm from Tupelo, Mississippi, and so I grew up a Cardinal because of my dad, and that's how I became a Cardinal fan.
See, that's the stuff I love. I love it when you hear somebody, it's kind of like a family tradition.
Oh, yeah.
Dad loved Cardinals baseball, I love Cardinals baseball, and now I made my co-coach love Cardinals baseball too.
That's right. He's my assistant football coach.
The national game was the St. Louis Cardinals exhibition in Pensacola in 1957.
Whoa, you even know the date.
And I got to see Stan Musial.
Oh, well, that's amazing because not everybody gets to say they saw Stan the Man play.
No, and he knows Slaughter.
All right, we continue on with the Cardinal fans. What's your name?
My name is John. How are you?
Hi, John. I think I've seen you around town a little bit here and there, but I know that you do a lot of stuff in the video industry, and you're out here today, a Cardinal fan, and you're out here just chilling, aren't you?
Most definitely, indeed.
So what are your thoughts about 2023 opening day? What do you see here? And is this your first time?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I see the Cardinals going for the big win. I think these guys are really going to give them the today. They're going to give it their all. They're going to put their best into it. I think the Cardinals is going to go home with the win.
How about that? And what about this season? You know, we've got we've lost some personnel. Wainwright's hurt, but we still have some good pitchers. We got a great rookie, Jordan Walker, coming up through the ranks. He's going to be a monster this year. What do you think about the Cardinals' offense?
The Cardinals' offense is going to be going to play a major factor in this year's win. I believe that the Cardinals they're going to have really good offense and they're going to have really good strong defense. The Cardinals always pick the best players in the upcoming draft season. So I know in my heart that the Cardinals are really going to do really good. Yeah.
So can you describe the vibe downtown here at Ballpark Village? What do you see and what do you feel?
Well, I feel that it's positive energy around. I feel that everybody is just, friendly environment. I think that everybody is just really enjoying their time. This is the time that we gather in St. Louis. It's also April, so it's going to be a good year.
Now, you came over to me. Is this your first opening day?
This is my first opening day. I've been a teacher, and this is the first time I got away. I'm a retired teacher now, so here I am.
So you always were teaching during Cardinals opening day, and now you're free.
Yes, I'm free.
What grade did you teach?
I was a high school special ed teacher.
Okay, so my degree is in special education, so I know how much that takes, though. So you're kind of letting loose today, having a good time?
Having a good time. Just came from Jupiter last week. Got to take in 3 of the games down there. It was awesome. Went with my son and my husband, and we had a great time.
This is why everybody should retire. You get to go down to Jupiter, take in some games with your husband and your son, kind of made it a family thing. How old is your son?
My son's 29.
Okay, well, that's nice, though, to get, the adult son to get to come out with you and the dad and hang out.
Exactly. It was awesome.
Who is your favorite Cardinals player?
Right now, Goldschmidt.
That's a good choice.
Willie McGee's my all-time favorite.
You start talking to people out here, and then people just walk up. So I assume you guys want to talk to me?
Right.
It's opening day.
It's opening day. Everybody wants to talk to you on opening day. Do we all know each other or no?
Yes.
We're a whole gang.
You're a whole gang. How do we know each other?
She was my boss till she quit on me yesterday.
I'm going to need more information here.
I was the boss.
You
New
were
job
the boss
for
at
her.
the job with her.
Yes.
And these are your men?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Why did you guys want to come down and be a part of opening day?
First of all, this is our first opening day ever.
First opening day ever. That's a big deal.
I'm 52 years old. I've been a Cardinal fan since I was 5 years old, and I never got to go. So, sorry, boss. I'm sorry. I'm not at work. I'm here.
This happens so often where people will talk to me and they'll be like, ooh, I did call in sick today. So did you call in a little sick, or does it kind of know where you're at?
Took a PTO day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like a sick day.
It's like a sick day. It's a mental health day. It's totally fine. Who are you most excited to see play today?
Walker.
Walker!
He's going to be my new guy. I'm going to get a jersey as soon as I can.
I love that so much. All right, you guys get together. I need you to look right here and give me a go Cards in 3, 2, 1.
Go Cards!
Go Cards!
Go Cardinals!
Let's go Cards!
Go Cardinals!
Go Cards!
And joining me, former Major League Baseball player and broadcaster for the St. Louis Cardinals, Bengie Molina. Bengie, 2023 opening day. It's always a great time in here in St. Louis. So, what are your thoughts about this season?
I think they're going to be great. I think the team looks a lot of energy, a lot of good players. Let's get that out of the way. They're really good players. Plus, they're adding a lot of young guys, man, that they can play the game. So the pitching needs to stay healthy, which we only have one injury with Waino. But I really do believe they're going to be great this year.
The players that participated in the World Baseball Classic, Arenado, Goldschmidt, the Cardinal players, everybody seemed like they were very passionate about it, and they were really wanting to win. It's right before the season. There are some injury possibilities. What are your thoughts about that game or that series being held right before the season? And then we've got a Canadian team here today to open it.
You know what? I really do believe that it's okay around this time. I think the players have a chance to be at home a little earlier, get ready before spring training, get here. Because think about it, if you do it during the season, you're going to have to get them out of the schedule to do that. And then if you do it after the season, some players are just tired. You can face an injury later on. But I like it, the atmosphere in Miami, that's where I was most of the time. It was amazing. The atmosphere, the fans love it. So I'm good with it. So I love it, man.
So last year was Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols' swan song season. They went out in a blaze of glory. Now this year it's like new identities step up. Jordan Walker now is emerging. A lot of people didn't know if he'd make the opening day roster just because of reasons that you want to keep him in the minor leagues for a while, and then you can hold on to him a little bit longer for free agencies and things like that. But it's a new identity this year. What are you thinking?
Wow, I can stay here and talk to you all about those young guys. I think Walker is going to make a great impression, man. I think he's a 20-year-old that looks 40, not looks in his body. I'm talking about like the way he thinks. So mature. We have young guys like Donovan. We still have Gorman. I mean, we have all these guys that are young guys, but they are showing everybody that they can play. And I really do believe their energy is going to show. The energy is going to be followed by a lot of their teammates.
Before we let you go, I know Yadi has probably been in contact with Wilson. Do they kind of go back and forth, and maybe Yadi can, kind of tell Wilson what to expect here in St. Louis? Although Wilson's played a lot of games here over the years.
I think they already did that. I think in the offseason they talk a lot. They did. They put the points across and how is St. Louis and things like that. Right now, once the spring training start, unless Wilson or somebody other catchers have a question to Yadi, they would just leave him alone because they know they have to get ready for the season. So I figure that in the off season, they probably talk a lot, about what was going on here. But right now, Wilson is so ready to start right now in the season in St. Louis.
Any final thoughts before we let you go?
Oh, no, this is going to be fun. I really do believe that the fans need to buckle up, man, because I really do believe if everybody stays healthy, it's going to be fun.
Thank you so much. Bengie Molina on Inside Sports. The Cardinals are finishing up their batting practice right now, and Jordan Walker, the rookie sensation, put on quite a show, hitting several balls into the left field stands. We got to see Nolan Arenado and some of these guys absolutely mash. Well, this year there's a couple new rules. The bases are a little bit bigger. I think that's for safety purposes on slides and double plays and things like that. But there's now a pitch count. So we'll see how the pitch count works out with the batters and the pitchers, seeing how they adjust to that new rule this season.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
And welcome back to the show. Joining me now is baseball historian and my good friend, Dr. Ed Wheatley. The 2023 baseball season upon us, Ed. The Cardinals look to have a pretty good team. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think they got a lot of young talent, which means they're going to be good for quite a few years once they all come together. They got great hitting. Offense looks really good. As everything in baseball, it's all about the pitching. That's where the question marks. We'll see how this team puts together. Does Wainwright come back? There's a lot of things to be had, but I mean, you score by hitting offense and touching home plate, and they got the guys who can do it.
I'd tell you, it looked like there was a Sports Illustrated cover this week. It had the Cardinals' big three, and it had Jordan Walker in the middle, flanked by Arenado and Goldschmidt. I'm thinking now, Goldschmidt's the reigning MVP, but Jordan Walker must be quite a sensation.
Well, he is. He's high rated as top prospects in all of baseball. He's got a good shot at Rookie of the Year. He goes out there and plays well. We always remember the turn of the century, right? A guy named Albert came out of nowhere and put up the numbers. And, Walker he proved himself in the minors. And, opening day, first pitch, boom. First hit right up the middle. And he's coming along well. And then, what about Burleson? What about, Donovan? All these other, they got the talent. They just need to make sure the pitching comes through.
The booth is a little bit different this year. Chip Carey's taken over for Dan McLaughlin. I think he sounds absolutely terrific. I love his tone. He's mellow, but he's very professional and really smooth.
Well, he's very professional. You saw him in Chicago. You saw him in Atlanta. It's not like this is his first season broadcasting. He's got the heritage not only of the family, his father, his grandfather, but he has his own tenure for a decade or more up there in Chicago and Atlanta. So, I mean, he knows St. Louis because he's from St. Louis. So he understands what St. Louis baseball is all about.
It's funny, I went to high school with him at Parkway West, saw him the other day at the radio personality reunion, and got a chance to visit with him for a little bit. But hey, we've got a new book coming up. How many is this now for you?
It'd be the sixth book.
The sixth book, and this one's about the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right.
What makes this unique? Because there's a lot of books coming out about the Cardinals. There's a lot that have been written about the Cardinals. So what makes this one special?
I mean, that always makes you apprehensive to write about an incident or team that so many others have written about. And my publisher really wanted a book. And, the way books and reading are changing, people don't like big, thick books. They like to look right off, basically what we always joke about, the iPhone or BlackBerry screen is what they read. But so we wanted to do something different that not only attracts and is interesting to the senior people who've been around, know Cardinal history, take them back in memories. But we wanted it to be a way special for young baseball fans to really get them engrossed, not only in reading, but in Cardinal baseball history, as well as the total baseball history. Because when you talk about the Cardinals, I mean, they are just everywhere in the history books. Next to the Yankees, they've got the most pennants and World Championships. They have a history of so many wow moments, players, and it's just not a one dog pony generational thing. It crosses, and so we wanted to bring that in a special way of highlighting a little bit of the histories of the pennants, the special moments. Who were the best outfielders, who were the best pitchers, who were the best infielders, who were the best catchers. And then, we always call it the honor roll, all the awards, the MVPs. Cardinals have the most MVP players. The Yankees have the most occurrences of MVP players because a couple of their guys got them multiple times. But as far as individuals, the Cardinals have the most. And there's all these little things like, who were these men that were the foundation? Go back into the great teams of the 40s and 20s. And people don't know about Jim Bottomley or, guys like that. You know about Hornsby. What was it about Hornsby? And all the different things. So we wanted to present that in a way to take people back in time, but also introduce Cardinal history with brilliant pictures that just jump off the pages. I mean, we work very, very hard to get these right pictures with the right vignettes and paragraphs. And I think that's the thing that's going to impress people.
So I understand it's pretty affordable too.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Books are getting very expensive and they compete with the online viewing. So this thing is going to be just about, you ring it up, you're going to be less than $20.
Less than $20, so anybody can get this one.
That's right.
And you'll be able to pick it up at the regular outlets?
Regular outlets. It'll be on all the online channels as well, and you'll be seeing it a lot starting the end of April.
So the Cardinals and the St. Louis Browns played the Streetcar Series.
1944.
1944, and the St. Louis Browns, much to the hard work of you and the Fieldhouse, have put together a wonderful exhibition, and I had the honor of being a guest there at the ribbon cutting, and that was a really special night, the day or the evening after opening day.
Well, it was. I mean, we had planned it to be on the off day. The Fieldhouse is part of the complex down there, the Eugene Field House. The Field Museum has these great galleries that they invited us to come in and put this history that we have of the St. Louis Browns, which you don't really see anywhere. Baltimore Orioles, to where they moved in 1954, don't recognize or honor the Browns' legacy. We have everybody in St. Louis turns out our events. We just will fill the stadium over at Grizzlies Park on August 10th this year once we honor Browns Night once more and have this year a Marty Marion bobblehead as the last manager of the Browns 70 years ago this season. So, people turn out. We'll have our annual luncheon. Over 400 people will be at the MAC. So they love the Browns. Now's our opportunity that we have a collection of over 500 items from Browns history. Much of it is authentic, and we get to show it. And people can come in at the Field Museum. Stephanie Bliss and her team have put together just a great venue for us to go in, and we worked together for many, many weeks putting this thing together. You were there. You saw all the people. I mean, many had tears in their eyes. We had several of the players' families there. The owners' families had come in, and it was a night of not only tremendous memories but pretty heartfelt tears of just, this was special.
And the St. Louis Cardinals are on board with it.
Oh,
they have a connection with the one of the exhibits. There is a really cool picture of Babe Ruth with Bill DeWitt, the owner of the St. Louis Cardinals, when he was a bat boy, giving him some batting lessons.
That's right. I mean, the Cardinals and Browns, we are tremendous partners. We have some things, and they have a nice display, and we credit them all the time over in the Cardinal Hall of Fame. And I actually went to the Cardinals before we put this display up, just saying to them, we're not trying to steal any thunder. What do you think? Please do it. And it's because the DeWitt family, Bill DeWitt Sr. was a longtime general manager, president, and eventual owner of the Browns. And Bill DeWitt Jr., who's the CEO of the Cardinals, he was a longtime bat boy. And there's multiple things that go in, as you mentioned. Eddie Goodell, the 3'7" little guy, his turn at bat, his one at bat, he wore Bill DeWitt Jr.'s uniform. And the picture you're talking about is something that's so special in baseball history because it came in June 1948, just a few weeks before Babe Ruth died. He knew he was dying. The week before, they had the big famous ceremony at Yankee Stadium that you see all the pictures about, where they're taking the picture of him from the back in his uniform. You see the facade out there in right field. But he had promised to come to St. Louis. The Yankees were going to be playing the Browns. And they were honoring the American Legion team of Stockham and Belleville here in St. Louis. It was a tour for the American Legion, and St. Louis had two of the best teams in the region. So he came, and there is this picture of Babe Ruth trying to show Bill DeWitt how he holds a bat and swing. And I always joked with Bill DeWitt, like he's looking up in just starry-eyed, goo-goo eyes at Babe Ruth, And the really neat thing about that is his dad, as we were talking about owning the team, he had the Browns photographer take that picture, run out as fast as you can, get it developed, and bring copies back. And when I've been up in Bill's office, he sits and this is a proud memento because Babe Ruth signed it. The picture of him and Babe Ruth.
Well, that's amazing. I'm thinking about the mural in there. The Browns mascot was running around entertaining everybody, and it was a really neat time. There's authentic pictures of uniforms, actual
We
Browns
have actual
uniforms.
We have actual game-used Browns uniforms, game-used gloves. We got 1922, one of the greatest, not only the greatest Browns team, one of the best teams in baseball. Game-used bats of George Sisler, Kenny Williams, Baby Dow Jacobson, Johnny Tobin. The greatest outfield in baseball for 5 straight years. They're the only team that the 5 played on the same outfield and all hit over 300. And they actually hit over 330.
There's a newspaper cover in there. It's like the Browns win a championship or something.
Browns win pennant.
And then there's something about the Yankees. And then there's a story on the left. It's like the Germans get pushed back, and it's like it really gives you a sense of history because it's an era where we got world wars going on and baseball sharing headlines.
Well, yeah, when you read it, especially all the things on the 44 World Series, especially being that both teams are playing from St. Louis, the headlines on the front page, most of them are all about the activity in World War II. And, baseball, to your point, in World War I, baseball shut down in 1918 for the soldiers and everything that go with support the war effort. But in 1942, January, right after Pearl Harbor, Franklin Roosevelt came and said, no, there will be baseball. There has to be baseball because people are going to work very long, hard hours in this war effort so we win. But I want everybody to come home. There will be night baseball. And as a family, you can sit in front of your radio, relax, and listen to baseball.
So there's different exhibits. There's players.
Yes.
You've got a George Sisler area. You've got Roy Sievers, a couple different ones. Before we let you go, is there anything near and dear to your heart about this exhibit that it was really hard to acquire or one of your special little areas in the museum?
Well, we've tried to do things, as you said, George Sisler, one of the greatest men ever to play baseball, first ever MVP in baseball in 1922. Then there's the Roy Sievers story. 1949, the first ever American League Rookie of the Year, and he was from St. Louis, from Beaumont High School, was known as the baseball factory. More men in the major leagues in the late 40s and early 50s from Beaumont High School than any other high school in the country. So it's bringing these pieces back. I mean, the Browns, first in booze, first in shoes, last in the American League. Way more than that. It's the stories of that outfield I just spoke of. It's the stories of Sisler, Sievers, Ned Garver. The team loses 100 of the 154 games they played, but he won 20 of them. So, I mean, there's just all these amazing, and that's the word I think most people use. It's amazing when you see it down there.
In 10 seconds, what's going to happen to the exhibit after it runs its course this summer?
It will run all the way through the end of October, and then we are working on some other scenarios. But the Fieldhouse, it runs from opening day through the end of the baseball season.
What a great opportunity for people, baseball fans around the country, to come to St. Louis and check out a Cardinal game, walk across the street to the Browns Museum before or after the game, and have another thing to do.
And I think that's the most important part. It's just across the street, just on the southeast corner of Busch Stadium, you'll find the Field Museum with the Browns.
Well, Ed, thank you so much for joining us again here on Inside Sports.
Always a pleasure.
We love what you do in St. Louis, and thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.
That's our show for today. We'd especially like to thank the St. Louis Cardinals, our studio guest, Dr. Ed Wheatley. We'd like to thank you for watching Inside Sports on Stl TV. Experience St. Louis.